Good morning, Libra ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. If you're new to my channel, I certainly appreciate both your viewership as well as your subscriptions. Okay, so Libra, what I like to do is an interesting topic for you today is I like to just give you a past life reading to give you some indication of who you were before, how you might have died, and the lesson that you learned in that life that you might want to consider bringing forward into this life. Okay? So, Libra, I'm going to go on and just use my shadow cards today, okay, in order to illustrate your reading. And I'm just going to take a few moments to just meditate a bit and just ask Spirit to take me back to one of your prior lives here so that I can share with you what I'm seeing here. So, Spirit, please provide me with messages or give me some indication of who Libra was in a prior life, what Libra may have experienced, and how Libra may have died, as well as what lessons did Libra learn that need to be embraced in this life. Libra, realize that this reading will not and may not resonate for each and every one of you out there, but for those for whom this reading is meant, I certainly hope it offers you the information, excuse me, that you're seeking. Okay? So let's see what we have here. Let's start by examining the card that fell to the bottom of the deck. We have the Ace of Pentacles here. So this certainly shows that, Libra, you were very wealthy here. But it also shows a lot of negative thoughts about money. It's almost like it's this Scrooge type mentality. It seems that you feared you wouldn't be able to sustain yourself. You feared poverty, even though you were very wealthy here. You felt very insecure, Libra. And it almost kind of gives me a feeling that you were constantly saying, there must be more money. There must be more money. Okay? You were pretty much caught in a rock, between a rock and a hard place here that I'm getting. I feel that you were very scattered brain and very unfocused, Libra, and you wanted to be rich, I'm feeling here, or remain rich, but it seems that your thoughts constantly kind of got in your way here. Okay? Let's look at who you were and your family. Okay, we have, wow, the Hangman, Libra. So it seems to me that you were a very wise, enlightened person who had vision, okay? One who offered inspiring messages to others. But I'm seeing, though, a lot of confusion still surround you because it looks like, Libra, you might, I'm kind of getting here. It looks like many of you, it seems that you might have been caught up or stuck in limbo here and had an arduous time really seeing different perspectives, I'm getting. You often got very perturbed when things didn't really turn out the way that you wanted to, I'm getting. And you held on, Libra, to outdated approaches that really no longer served you, or no one else for that matter. You really hated change. And you seem to have given too much of yourself to others, or sacrifice yourself to others, and place too much emphasis on what others thought of you. I'm kind of getting, you know? Some of you could have been involved in aviation, or you could have been a saint, or you might have even been an individual who marched to the beat of his or her own drummer, you know? A person that's, defied or always constantly went against tradition here. It could be someone who might have done some type of work within a hospital facility here too that I'm getting. Okay? So those are some various possibilities here. So guys, if you see these type of tendencies or attributes kind of lurking or seeping into your existing situation, it's your shadow. Okay? And these are things that you might consider releasing here. Okay, let's go on to your look at and see what your next card is telling us here or have to offer here in regards to various circumstances. All right, let's look at your likely gender and or your age during this time period. Wow, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So it's highly likely, ladies and gentlemen, that you were, whether you were a man or not, you were a mature woman. I feel that you were an individual who were between the ages of like a range I'm giving you between 35 and 50, okay? And you really loved what you did and definitely loved cooking, I'm kind of getting. Many of you were an herbalist. Also, that's also another indication of this card. And you might have worked as a counselor, a social worker, or again in a hospitality type setting, perhaps even as a manager. And I'm also getting the sense that you are also heavier set. So you see the symbolism here. She appears to be a bit heavier set. Okay? Uh, you could have simply been a benefactress or philanthropist. But I certainly see that you did something in terms of counseling or did something that you helped people. Okay? And you really worked very hard, ladies and gentlemen, to achieve material comforts. Okay? Now let's turn to seeing your strength and your talents during that time period. We have the Nine of Swords here. And while this might appear to be almost a fearful, dreadful card to see, this card certainly shows that some of the strengths that you had or your talents was that you overcame negative thinking. You overcame your biggest fears, okay? You overcame depression, stress. And you learn, ladies and gentlemen, not to consistently or continually rush into situations before carefully analyzing them. You learned, ladies and gentlemen, to surrender doubt. So again, if these qualities are kind of seeping into you, this nightmarish type energy here, this is a part of your shadow here. This is an anomaly and other, an attribute that you might want to consider releasing or letting go. Okay? And you're always fearing the worst, I'm getting here, because of this Nine of Swords here. Sometimes you're fearing things that never materialize. All right? Let's look at your next card here. We have, in terms of your greatest achievement or your victory, ladies and gentlemen, that you attained in that lifestyle or during that time period, we have the Page of Wands there. So your greatest victory, I feel, was really being active, ladies and gentlemen, really being curious, and really having the willingness to try new things. I feel that you really didn't give up on yourself here. You were willing to take a leap of faith, to take risks. And if you're having trouble embracing change and taking risks now, you need to start doing so here. I feel that you really did hone in and develop your creative talents. All right? So now let's move right along and see what might have been your greatest challenge. Okay? Wow. We have justice. And this card is a clear indication, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm kind of getting, you felt that you were not getting the respect or apology from people that you so desperately deserved here. You felt that you never really received your fair share in situations. Because I'm feeling a sense of oppression and rebellion. Okay? And another thing that challenged you was you making very, very irrational type decisions without balancing all factors. There was just simply no balance here with this card. And I feel that many of you were very vindictive too, Libra. And you more than likely abuse your authority here that I'm getting. with looking at that card here. Okay? So now let's move right along and see how you might have died, Libra. Wow. We have the Emperor. All right? So you see how big this symbolism here in terms of the person's head there? So with the Emperor, it immediately it connects with the head. I'm getting here. So I'm kind of getting that you were a very respected older person, perhaps even an elder within your community, and you really did give wise advice. But I see that it looks like a problem may have been passed down. You know, it's like a genetic type issue I'm getting. Something connected with your head or vision here. It looks like you may have had some type of head trouble. Okay? And if a lot of you are suffering with like sinus type problems, depression, or headaches now, this is the reason why, because this is how you died in a previous life. Okay? But I'm seeing something connected with your head, some type of head problems that cause your ultimate demise. Okay? So, last but not least, let's look at a lesson that you learned, ladies and gentlemen, that you might want to consider embracing now in this life. You have the Page of Cups. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, you certainly learned the importance of trusting your intuition, of trusting your gut. You learn to remain positive when facing adversity. You surrendered your fear of the unknown. You became a bit more open to change and you stopped being restless. And it seems that a lot of you grew up a bit more emotionally. Okay? So, Libra, this is what I'm seeing in terms of your past life here. I'm going to go on and just end this reading with just giving you a final message from Spirit, something that you may want to contemplate moving forward here. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle up my postcard and just give you a message simply meant for you. So, Spirit, what final message would you like me to share with Libra? What final message? What final message? Okay. All right, we have this postcard, Libra, and I'm going to read it as it is written. Dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity, an ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We are here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are so loved, and we are all behind you. Okay? So, Libra, this is what I have for you. I certainly hope that this reading has offered food for thought. Be sure to take some few moments to subscribe and give this reading a big thumbs up. And if you'd like a more personal reading, you can definitely contact me at will.brown@watconsultinginc.net. Enjoy your day. Thanks a lot.